Previously on the MasaiGainz Naro Moru road trip series, I do some off-roading with my Land Cruiser 80 series. We find some beautiful lake views. I do some more off-roading and engage diff lock. We pass through some forest trails. We pass through some water. And we arrive at the Mau Mau caves. We arrive at a hilltop after that, and we summarize day 1 and day 2 of this trip. Join us now for day 3. So welcome to day 3, guys. We have had a fantastic trip, of course. We've done some fantastic off-roading. I really enjoyed. And you know, when you have a 4x4, you really have to get into these things. You really have to test your 4x4 to actually get a good grip of how your vehicle handles. So you really know how it handles. So I've had a fantastic trip. I want to load the car today. I wanted to just share with you guys something quick that had happened yesterday, and it's something that you guys should be careful with. What I wanted to mention was yesterday I overheated my brakes, and this is why I always carry a fire extinguisher, guys, because you can overheat your brakes. Yesterday, you know, we went on some trails and we went at high altitude. Going up, no issue at all for the vehicle. Had a fantastic time. Coming down, I definitely came down too fast, and you know, the whole day I'd been on the brakes, and then coming down this thing, I was stomping on the brakes and I was going pretty fast. You guys got to remember, these wheels are just rotating and the discs are just being held by the brake pad, so generating lots and lots of heat. And quickly enough, my passenger side wheel was literally smoking, right? It was really hot. And you guys have to remember, when you go on off-road, you go through a lot of hay, you go through a lot of debris, you go through plants. This stuff can get stuck in your brakes. So you guys should be careful and wary of what's happening around you, so you can mitigate issues and you can mitigate real actual disasters. So we managed to just put water and cool it down, and it didn't happen again. But definitely I would suggest, when descending at high altitudes, use your engine braking. Put the vehicle in automatic transmission in the L mode, so it can stick in first and second gear, and use engine braking, so you don't have to use the brakes. But also carry the things that are necessary to be safe and really avoid huge disasters. So day 3, let's get right into this episode. And if you guys are enjoying, make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Alright guys, so now I'm just gonna do what I did yesterday. You guys saw me put water on my windscreen. I like to do this so you don't run the wipers with debris on your windscreen and then you get actual scratches on your windscreen. So let's get right into this. I hope the camera doesn't fall. That would be a catastrophe. But I'm gonna fill this bucket up. Alright guys, so day 3, as you can see we're on a very small trail. I'm sure you saw from just the footage before. So extremely small trail, and don't have like a axe or anything to cut plants down, so I guess the cars just have to take a bit of scratching. But today's trails is more characterized by corrugations, lots of corrugations, which is not my favorite thing. It's just rough. Some roads are better. Not really sure where we're coming out from, but the road is, this is the road, so we're gonna get through it. So hopefully we come out somewhere where seems like we're lowering in altitude, so I'm not really sure, but eventually we will reach some tarmac on our journey back to Nairobi. Wait, we hit the road a bit, yeah. Like this, then I can pick up a bit of speed and the suspension handles it well. But when we have so many rocks and stuff, it's just so uncomfortable. So some patches are good, you can pick up speed 40-50 kilometers an hour, and some patches I slow down because it's just not comfortable.
Exactly correct.
Okay, done.
Alright guys, so we have reached our main road finally. As you can see, some cows. I'm gonna enjoy myself some tarmac now. So a lot of rocks guys, so much corrugations, not my favorite thing in the world. Next stop, lunch. Next stop, lunch, place called Karatina. Been there for a long time. So hopefully it's nice and we can get ourselves some lunch. So we head on guys on our journey back to Nairobi. Of course, I mentioned we did want to find lunch at Karatina Express, though as you'll see later in this video, once we do reach Karatina, we did not find any places to stop for lunch, and so we did not get lunch on this trip back. But as you can see, picturesque, beautiful roads on the way back to Nairobi. No complaints. Very nice highway tarmacked roads with good views, forestry and hillside. So an enjoyable journey on the way to Karatina town. Alright guys, so Karatina town, this is where we have reached our convoy. Just filling up the 80. We've done about 200 and let me just check. 290 kilometers up to this point guys, so let's fill her up and see how much we need. Looks like we've already put about 49-50 liters. I'm just filling her up, and then you know we can do an average and see how much we've averaged on the trip so far. Alright, 58 liters is where we have reached. Alright guys, so we've filled up, as I told you, we filled up 58.7 liters, and up to this point I've done 290 kilometers. So if you do the math there, 5 kilometers a liter is my average. Not bad at all, considering most of that was really bad terrain and off-road stuff. So I you know, 5 kilometers a liter guys in the trip so far. So I've just filled her up and we are in Karatina town. Sudden change of weather as we passed Nairobi town, and as you guys saw, we're past Karatina. I think we're just stopping right now. Still trying to look for lunch. So we're still on this journey, guys. Now 340 kilometers covered since we started this trip, and we're about, I would say, about 90 kilometers out of Nairobi. And this is one of the most beautiful highways I've driven on. Just straight, smooth. Didn't manage to stop for lunch. Didn't find somewhere that made sense. Got a beautiful background of the hills, and we're heading south. On the way here, of course, we were heading north. We're heading south now to Nairobi. 80 is good. Of course, I did fill fuel, so we're running on a full tank now. I have got the power button on for the transmission, and that just helps me keep the revs up. But now we're coming up to a bump. Alright guys, so we have finished our trip. I hope you guys enjoyed. We didn't manage to get our lunch break. In fact, we just pushed on and it started raining. As you guys can see, just look at the conditions here in Nairobi. Whole trip Naro Moru, great conditions. Come back to Nairobi, crazy rain like this, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the episodes. I hope you enjoyed this series, and if you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Join the MasaiGainz channel. Enjoy weekly episodes. And I'll catch you in the next episode, guys. It's me, MasaiGainz, checking out.